Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome you all again in another video. Today I'm with a different type of topic and this video will also be a special one. Today I'll discuss about the Citizenship Amendment Act, that is CAA, passed by the Parliament in 2019. I'll talk about some distinct dimension of this act which usually won't see other people are talking about. You might have seen many people saying that CAA is unconstitutional. Why is it unconstitutional? Because it is the first time that our parliament passed an act that directly goes against the right to equality. Many people have filed plea on the Supreme Court to strike down this act. Now, that will be a different case whether the Supreme Court verdict support the plea or goes against it, because you see, the judges of the Supreme Court are human and they will give the verdict to which they will feel right. It majorly depends on the individual sitting there. They have the right to interpret the Constitution. So, what is in this act that goes against the right to equality, and what are the distinct dimensions of this act? We will learn here in this video. This act amends the Citizenship Act of 1955, about which I have discussed in a previous video in detail. If you have not watched it, then go and watch it for better understanding. The link is in the description. From our previous video, we have learned that any foreign citizen can acquire Indian citizenship by the process of naturalization, for which he will have to come to India legally, then reside in India for 12 years, and then he can apply for the citizenship. The Citizenship Amendment Act includes that now any person belonging to the 6 religious communities, which are Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsis and Christian, who have illegally migrated from Bangladesh, Pakistan or Afghanistan before 31st December 2014 can also apply for the citizenship. This act also exempts the above-mentioned 6 religious communities from any criminal cases under the Foreigner Act 1946 and the Passport Act 1920. So what is the problem with it? First of all, this act talks about giving citizenship to the refugees who have already migrated to India before 31st December 2014. But in our earlier video, we have learned that the right to equality mentioned in Article 14 not only applies to the citizen of India, but also to anyone who is residing in India. So this law discriminates refugees on the ground of their religion. Hence, it clearly violates the Article 14 of the Constitution. Secondly, if any person migrated to India illegally, then he will have to face the criminal cases under the Foreigners Act and the Passport Act. But the CAA exempts these 6 religious communities from these criminal cases, which again goes against the right to equality mentioned in Article 14. So these are the points you will see many YouTubers are talking about, but they will not talk about the victim of this act. Our Home Minister has repeatedly said that this act is to give citizenship, not to take away. Then what is the problem with it, and who are the victim of this act? During the Bangladesh Liberation War, many people from Bangladesh migrated to India, mostly in the border states like West Bengal, Tripura and Assam. They traveled to India for economic and social security. Most of them were illiterate. Moreover, at that time, there were no concern for refugee crisis. They were both Hindus and Muslims. These are the major groups in Bangladesh, Pakistan and India. But no one knew the number of refugees who came to India. There were no such report or census about this issue. But still, everyone has their own numbers. ASU has their own numbers. Their number is 75 to 90 lakh. Our Chief Minister number is even higher. He traveled to Jharkhand to tell that there is 1.25 crore Bangladesh immigrant in Assam.
आज हमारा असम में घुसपैठी जो बांग्लादेश से रिलेट लोग है, द वॉल्यूम इज 1.25 करोड़। ये समस्या स्टेटमेंट से समाधान करने वाला नहीं है, ये एक बहुत बड़ा समस्या बन चुका हूं और असमीज लोग अपना आइडेंटिटी खो चुका हूं।
Now, there is difference between these two figures. When ASU gives their number, they include both Hindu and Muslim. They won't allow any of Hindu or Muslim immigrant in Assam. They are still protesting against CAA. But when our Chief Minister gives his number, he does not include Hindu people, because according to him, the number of Hindu immigrants in Assam is insignificant. But what does the data say? When NRC was done in Assam in 2019, it excluded 19 lakh people from NRC, among which 14 lakh were Hindus and only 5 lakh were Muslims. This has busted the long-drawn myth that only Muslims have migrated from Bangladesh to conquer land. But our CM has refused to accept this data. He is still firm with his number. This is the problem with CAA.
Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma claimed that 40% of Assam is filled with illegal immigrants.
Do you know what is special about his number? According to 2011 census, there is only 35% Muslim population in Assam. Then, how did he say that 40% of the population constitute illegal immigrants? 40% is the estimated Muslim population in Assam. There is more than 1 crore Bengali speaking Muslim in Assam. Did all of them migrate to India after independence? The answer is no. Bengali speaking people, both Hindus and Muslims, have settled in the district of Lower Assam like Dhubri, Gwalpara, Kamrup during the reign of British in 19th century. I'll make a detailed video on the origin of Bengali speaking people in Assam. For now, you just have to note the point that Bengali speaking people, both Hindus and Muslims, have been residing in Assam from before independence. But our CM has already given the number, that is 1.25 crore, in which he does not include Hindu Bengalis. So there is a reasonable fear among these Bengali speaking Muslim people residing in Assam for decades. Their own government is working against them, targeting them. What do they have to do now? Our ruling party has always presented themselves as the savior of Hindu people by demonizing Muslims. But what will it cost now? The plight of this large section of people about which no one is ready to talk. Thank you for watching this video. See you again in my next video.